Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Doja here, and yes, we finally have news on the Genkidamatsuri, the thing that's supposed to contain all of the newest Dragon Ball gamers information. It even actually is going to feature information from the Dragon Ball anime. You want to know why I know? Because the Dragon Ball anime account actually reposted this and put a link to it, and there's a translation and everything for it. And not only that, we actually know everything that's going to be there right away, and I will talk about some of the things that are missing there, because there are some things that are not there that should be there, like Xenoverse 2. But yeah, I'm wondering, is the Genkidamatsuri going to actually be as big as we think it's going to be? Because I want to remind you guys, we did have a special, premiere, preview stream, on the 15th of December, and that was extremely underwhelming. They literally only announced DLC 2 for Kakarot amongst every single game that was there. There was no new announcement, not even Broly for Genshin Squadron, and that comes out in 5 days. So I really am hoping that the Genkidamatsuri is actually going to be the one we need. But without further ado, we'll go through everything that's coming up here. Then we'll read the Dragon Ball anime announcement, because that's obviously very important. And then we'll actually go through the site itself, because there is an English version of this site. So no rough translations. This is going to be completely legit. And yeah, this is the time it's going down. You can even see it on YouTube. So that's pretty cool. But without further ado, let's get into this, folks. So the things that'll be appearing at the Genkidamatsuri is going to be, well, I mean, there's a literal map for it here, right? We can actually see everything that's going to be here. But in order, it's going to be the main stage, the Akira Toriyama original art exhibition. We'll probably see, old and new art of Akira Toriyama. Dragon Ball moments, I have no idea what this means. It's either going to be hype and aura moments or just key moments in Dragon Ball's history, like Goku meeting Bulma, going Super Saiyan, etc., right? The Dragon Ball card game Fusion World, Dokkan Battle news, Legends news, Sparking Zero news, finally, because we really want to know what's going to happen to Sparking Zero now that all the DLC is done. Genshin Squadron news, the Dragon Ball official site is even getting something, so I'm very curious what that's going to be. Dragon Ball Super Divers, which is Japanese only, very, very tragic. The Dragon Ball Play Park, which I remember about that. I don't know. You know what, depending on where that is, I might actually go check that out. The Dragon Ball 40th Anniversary Complete Item Expedition, the Welcome Zone, a resting space, an official shop where you'll probably be able to get merchandise, and more merchandise with the figure pre-order pickup, Ichiban Kuji, and Gashapon, which is probably going to be, gacha, right? It's gacha, but instead of it being a mobile game, it's whatever's on stage at the event, you know what I mean? The original type of gacha. So that's pretty cool. And moving on to the Dragon Ball anime info, again, the Dragon Ball anime account itself is not I want to show you guys. You click on this link, it takes you to the site, right? The Dragon Ball anime account is not doing this if there's not going to be Dragon Ball anime info. So I'm not saying that this is going to be Dragon Ball Super 2. Hell, it could even be Dragon Ball DAIMA 2 or a Dragon Ball DAIMA movie or a Dragon Ball Super movie. It could be anything, because again, Dragon Ball is just doing branching paths at this moment, because they did Super Broly, they did Super Hero, then they did DAIMA. The next thing could be another DAIMA thing, or they could go back to Super. Who knows? But the Dragon Ball anime account itself, again, is obviously, mentioning the event, showcasing the event, talking about it's going to be on Toei's official YouTube channel. Dude, Toei literally only does the anime part of Dragon Ball. They are not doing... Toei didn't make goddamn Xenoverse 2, you know what I mean? So that's very interesting. So yeah, here's the date for it again. Obviously the official website. There's going to be a lottery application for that, so you can get cool stuff. And yeah, now we'll go on to the official site itself. And again, this is the official English version of the site. There is no rough translations. Everything we're going to see here is exactly how it is told. So that is very nice. It shows that this event isn't going to be Japanese exclusive, unlike the last thing we got shown where it was literally only Japanese exclusive. The language I was speaking was Japanese. There was no English translations. All they showed was Kakarot DLC 2. A little disappointing, but oh well. And yeah, announcing the Dragon Ball 40th anniversary event, Dragon Ball Genkidamatsuri. Be part of the epic collaboration as Dragon Ball marks its 40th anniversary. Get ready for the exclusive announcements. You see that, guys? Exclusive announcements. That's big news. Exciting new updates and a stunning showcase of the latest Dragon Ball content all coming together in one unforgettable event. They can't be showing mid when they're using the word unforgettable. So I'm hyped. Catch the stage event live on the official Toei Animation YouTube channel. Don't miss out on the ultimate Dragon Ball celebration. We will not be missing out on that. And here is the information for the live stream. So basically, the moment it starts, there'll be exclusive announcements at the Genkida stage part 1. There'll be a new game announcement. They did tease that earlier. They said new game announcements, and we would be getting another announcement that was not a video game but something else. So that's probably going to be the movie or the anime. We also have exclusive announcements part 2, which will probably be even more stuff. Maybe like, I don't know, Xenoverse DLC, Sparking Zero DLC, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? There's going to be a Dokkan Legends and Genshin Squadron section, so just those 3 games. There's also going to be a Fusion World and Super Diver section, a weekly Dragon Ball News on-site edition, and the Genkidamatsuri special live stage. Now, I would probably recommend watching the whole thing regardless, because obviously there's no way they don't show something big at the end, but most likely all the big announcements are being saved for the beginning, so that way people, you know, don't get bored. They just get all the things, the cool things they want right away. That's most likely what they're going to do. And if you actually check here for the exclusive announcements, you can actually see that we are going to be having speakers. Again, Aikio is the guy who runs the Capsule Corp. The real Capsule Corp, by the way, not the fake one in Dragon Ball. The real Capsule Corp for Dragon Ball, which I do believe is games and some anime-related stuff, not manga stuff. And obviously, again, the voice of Goku herself is going to be making an appearance here. I do believe for the new game, new game announcement, it's also him. Jun Furutani for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and Hirano. Yeah, Hirano. Hirano used to be he used to just be the director or the producer of Xenoverse 2. He got promoted all the way to the games producer in general. So obviously, we'll be seeing probably maybe something. I'm not saying Xenoverse 3, but since it has to do with Hirano, that's kind of interesting what the new game might be. It might play very similar to Xenoverse, but not get called Xenoverse. The same way how Raging Blast plays very similar to Tenkaichi, but is not a Tenkaichi game. For the Genkida special stage part 2, it's going to be again, and more, dot, dot, dot. Why did they tease that? And more, who's that? Okay, that's very interesting. Maybe it'll be the voice of Broly in Japanese, the voice of Vegeta in Japanese, who knows, but saying and more when it wasn't in part 1 is very interesting. They're going to have something really special to announce even after the new game announcement, so that is very interesting. Alright, the rest of this will have to be in rough translations, because for some reason, the English version of the site is like a 10th the size of the Japanese version. Maybe because they condense all the information, because they're worried that English speakers are too dumb. They might be worried about that. So there's ticket information here regarding that. There are the times. Yeah, and then the winners will be notified for the lottery event that's happening. That's very, very cool. Ticket types, there's an application for it. Stage, priority admission. The venue map, yeah, here we go. The venue map was not in the English version, but I'm assuming it's because obviously the event takes place in Japan, like physically. So that's probably why it's not in the English version of the site. Like, what are you going to do? Fly over to Japan just to sit down for like a few hours and go, that was cool, and then fly all the way back. Yeah, here's the on-stage information again for the Toei, and then the special live stage information. Okay, so see, this is stuff that we're missing out on the English version of the site. Also, if I recall, I keep forgetting, by the way, this is also the singer for One Punch Man Season 1's opening. The guy sang Chala Head Chala, Hero! And that reminds me, One Punch Man was almost picked up by Toei Animation. Now, at the time, that sounded like a nightmare, right? Toei trying to do Dragon Ball Super and One Punch Man at the same time. But bro, if we have current Toei, the one that's doing the godly animation for One Piece Weekly on One Punch Man, holy crap, people would not be making One Punch Man Season 3 memes. I just realized that. So, in hindsight, maybe Toei getting One Punch Man might have actually saved that. But yeah, exhibition content. Enjoy special Dragon Ball events. And we have, so this is the same thing, the Toriyama special event, the items exhibit, and the Dragon Ball moments. We all saw that previously here with this. And here's some stuff on the card game. Some stuff on Dragon Ball Super Divers. Sparking Zero, there we go. So let's see what they have to say for Sparking Zero, because Fusion card game, I don't know who plays that, and Super Divers is Japanese exclusive, so I can't even, anything I say about it is it's not even going to matter to you guys. So, Sparking Zero. The Switch 2 edition of Sparking Zero already came out. There's a demo booth where you can try out the Sparking Zero. Okay, I'm sure HoloLive Zero is supposed to be Sparking Zero, not like they're making a version of like the VTuber industry, but you play as like Pecora and you have to fight Broly or something. In addition to the usual demo where you can control... That would be a sick collab, though. Okay, well, I'm getting off topic. You can control the fighting motions by swinging the Joy-Con too. You can also try scenarios imagined by 4 VTubers... Oh, no, okay, maybe it is a HoloLive collab. What the hell? Imagined by 4 VTubers from HoloLive. You can also challenge the battle at the venue. Those who win the HoloLive challenge will receive an original sports towel. Okay. Is it a towel that has, like, Pecora and Broly giving you like a thumbs up? Imagine wrapping that around your waist when you're done with a shower. What's going on? They're doing so much HoloLive collabs. They even had the HoloLive VTubers for the last stage event. You know what? Sparking Zero should collab with HoloLive. That'd be sick. Put some VTubers in the game, even if they're just like announcer voices for the game or something, man. That would be sick. All right, Dokkan Legends and Genshin Squadron, they're all having their same booth at the same time. Okay, I want to ask real quick, who still plays Legends? Because I still hear about Dokkan, I still hear about Genshin Squadron, but recently it seems like people have a very, very sour taste for Legends. So the Legends announcement here is probably just going to be Ultra Instinct Goku, or Gogeta or Vegeta, something like some. I don't want to be mean, but like, you know, a basic hype character. Like, oh, let's get the goodwill of the fans back by announcing another version of Vegeta, another Gogeta, another Ultra Instinct Goku. You know what I mean? I don't imagine the Legends announcement is going to be anything different. Dokkan can pretty much do anything and have it be hype. And Genshin Squadron is a new game, so we're going to have to wait to see what they do. But most likely Broly, because he's the newest character that hasn't been released yet for the game. So, souvenirs for visitors, present. Oh, okay, well, we can't get any of these. I still want to look at these, but we can't get any of these. We might be able to order some of these online, though. Super Divers card, Fusion World card, shopping bag, stick. That sticker's kind of cool. That's probably going to go for like $500 on eBay, but that sticker's pretty cool. Some merchandising information. Okay. It is a statue of UI Goku and, a Genki Matsuri special edition. Okay. Of UI Goku and Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta. Okay, these are not SH figure arts. If these were SH figure arts, I'd be like hyped. I'd be foaming at the mouth. But these are just statues. Oh, they also have a manga original colors for Super Saiyan Goku. The one where his outfit is red and his hair is white and his eyes are red. That's really cool. Or like Toriyama's original like vision for the Super Saiyan, right? Where it's white hair and red eyes rather than the blonde and green we got. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then there's Dragon Ball plushes, some extra stuff, a free t-shirt, only in size L. Damn it! Alright, whatever, man. I said that like as if I was gonna buy it. Kamehameha Charm Collection. There's a lot. Jesus, man. Okay, yeah, that's it? No, there's more. Oh my god, okay. So I think this is if you... Yeah, so this is more venue sign-up stuff. This is about being at the physical event itself. Jesus, there's so much. Oh my goodness, I'm sure the live event itself is gonna be super hype for everyone who can attend it. That's really cool. Okay, so for the most part, since we are all English speakers, I guess the English side is the only part that really applies to us. Worrying about the new announcements, mostly these first three sections is what we care about. Maybe for some people for like the mobile game enjoyers and for the Genshin fans, Fusion World is going to be even further down on the priority list for most people. The weekly Dragon Ball news site, I'm not going to lie, the weekly Dragon Ball news information is actually really valuable. Like, I think it's like every Monday, the official Dragon Ball site has like a video that talks about things that are going to be in games. And I swear to God, sometimes that like video has told us about Xenoverse updates before they actually release. So this is actually hype. I want to see how this changes or what they do with it. And obviously the finale, which is the special live stage, that's going to last for 30 minutes. So it's probably going to be farewells, a recap of what's happening at the event. Maybe they'll have Chala play one last time while the party goers head out. Who knows, man? But I think that's a great place to end the video. Yeah, Genkidamatsuri or Genkidamatsuri is looking it's looking pretty good. But remember, we have to keep our optimism on the low. Not because I hate Dragon Ball and I don't think they'll do anything great. But usually with some of these special like showcases and stages, they announce like nonsense, stuff that's not exactly the most delicious information, not exactly the most pleasing things to our palate. But it is nice to see that we are getting, again, I want to remind you, we are getting news for like basically every Dragon Ball game. I don't know why they didn't put Xenoverse 2 here. Xenoverse 2 is going to be there. Even for the last thing, the Japanese thing where they only announced Kakarot DLC 2, they still mentioned the Xenoverse Future Saga then, and that didn't have a Xenoverse showcasing either. So Xenoverse just had its DLC a few months ago. This would be the perfect time to tease the new DLC. If it doesn't get teased here, which would be absolutely shocking, it'll get teased in Battle Hour and then come out like later in the year. I want to remind you guys that for the Xenoverse Future Saga Chapter 4, there's a Season Pass pack that has a release date of September. So I'm not saying that it's going to take nearly a whole year for the final Xenoverse DLC to drop. But keep that in mind that it's probably going to be big since they're saving it for that late for some reason. But yeah, I think this is probably a solid place to end the video. So what do I think is going to happen? Or you guys actually, you guys in the comment section who made it this far, you let me know what you expect. I 100% expect new updates for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. They're probably gonna tell us maybe it's gonna be some costume updates, because there's no way the JP fans haven't been complaining about that as well. They're gonna probably tease some DLC. Maybe they'll do more DLC like the Shallot thing, where it's just single character DLC or small character packs. Not that the actual DLC is already on small character packs. It's literally just relying on how many transformations the character have to fill up the roster. But I imagine it's gonna be some small DLC announcements for Sparking Zero, as well as smaller like updates to the game, like adding more costumes and more capsules. I imagine we're obviously going to get a Xenoverse 2 DLC tease. I imagine we're going to see more of the Kakarot DLC as well. The DAIMA DLC 2 for Kakarot, right? Easily we're going to see more of that. We're definitely going to see something related to the anime. I have no idea if it's going to be a Super movie or a DAIMA anime part 2, right? Because they can pretty much make anything and it'll succeed, but they're obviously going to go with what makes the most money. So I'm expecting to cover Dragon Ball Super, but who knows? I can't wait to see what they do next, and I think that's probably a solid place to end the video. One Piece is kind of wrapping up the Egghead arc, right? So that's probably a good time to kick up the Dragon Ball anime again, right? Yeah, they're probably going to do another anime. Probably not a movie, it's probably going to be an anime. So I think that's a great place to end it. I do love you all. Hope you fellas all enjoyed. If you enjoyed, then obviously again, please leave a like on the video. The link subscribes greatly supports the channel. And leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, gamers. And I think that's it. I love you all. I hope you enjoyed. Take care and peace, homies.